All right, good afternoon, traders. Today is, what is today? Today's May 30th, 2024. This is the BYOB Market Wrap Up with me, John Carrigan. So we got one more day of May, and then that's it for the end of the month. All right, so that's it. GDP came in, it was good, but it wasn't great, but it came in pretty good. Let's go take a look at some charts. First chart we're going to look at is SPY. Based on the 10-minute here, we've got almost, let me just see some pre-market. I want to see that next candle, where that next candle goes. That looks like some short-term capitulation. We'll see what happens tomorrow. There's SPY on the 10-minute. Let's look at it on the daily chart. All right, so on the daily chart, lower high, lower low. Got a fat doji right there with a little wick, a little tail. All right, so lower high, lower low, closing below the bearish cross. That looks like a bearish cross. Let's try this. Yeah, closing below the bearish cross and below the 17 EMA. Okay, that's still a nice looking bull flag. Not crazy about it, but it's still a nice looking bull flag. All right, so there's SPY. On the 2-hour chart, okay, let's hit the 2-hour chart. All right, 2-hour chart, we still have a 2-hour downtrend. On the 10-minute chart, we still have a 10-minute downtrend with what looks to be a bullish engulfing on that last capitulation 10-minute candle. We'll see what happens. Now, this could follow through with some more tomorrow, okay? I'm just saying that. I'm not saying that, this is the end, but that is the big fat candle at the end of the day. It could continue again tomorrow. They may want to go strike 520 before running off to new highs, okay? There's a possibility that that's what they want to do. All right, so there's SPY, all right? They may want to go after 520. We'll see what they want to do tomorrow. All right, so there's SPY. 10-minute downtrend, 2-hour downtrend, daily uptrend, but closing underneath the 17 and underneath the cross. That's the 3-ace cross on the daily chart. All right, let's take a look at QQQ. QQQ on the daily chart. I'm going to tell you, I bet they all look pretty close to the same. Lower high, lower low, closing below the bearish cross, over the rising 17 EMA. Technology, NASDAQ, still bullish here. Still in an uptrend, SPY. Still in an uptrend, NASDAQ, QQQ. All right. FNGU, big boy mega cap, FNGU. All right. Got a lower high, lower low, closing below the cross. But above the 17 EMA, looking just like QQQ there. All right, so what did they put in here? Did they put in a lower low? Almost. We'll see what happens. What's the low here? 348.01, 348. So they beat it by a penny. All right, so we got a technically... hard to call that a lower low, but you could. Technically, it's a lower low. I like to see my lows below the 17, but that did break it by a penny. So we'll see if that holds tomorrow. So there's FNGU. IWM. All right, IWM got bullish today. All right, got a little higher low and a higher high, closing inside the bearish trap, but underneath the rolling over 17 EMA. Diamond Dow continues its meltdown. All right, this is in a downtrend. IWM, by the way, is in a downtrend, making this, here's a low, made a lower low. All right, so IWM's in a downtrend. Diamond Dow is in a downtrend, made a lower low than this one right here. All right, so Diamond Dow, lower high, lower low, closing below the bearish trap below the 17 EMA. That's getting close to trend line there, people. All right, look for possible support. Possibly show up here maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Not saying it's going to happen, but they might want to spike it hard. I don't know. We'll see. But there, right there, got that's the fourth touch on this trend line right there. Look for some bullish activity in this come Monday or Friday. We'll see what happens. So there's Diamond Dow in a downtrend, all right, because it broke below this low, all right. IWM downtrend. The other three all uptrends. Let's take a look at our technicals. All right, in the technicals, let me just say the New York Stock Exchange did well. All right, when the New York Stock Exchange does well as a whole, T2122 and T2123 do good as a whole also. All right, so we were in the oversold zone yesterday, and then we started making some higher lows right here. See this? Made some higher lows. We'll made an even higher low. Okay, the bears threw the bulls out of the oversold zone, and we wound up chopping around inside the seller's chop zone right here. This is the seller's chop zone. This is the buyer's chop zone. So we wound up chopping around inside of the seller's chop zone right at the 50-yard line. Okay, so there we are. We came down, and then we started to make these little higher lows right there. So there we got some movement to the upside now. We got like a change in trend, possibly. All right, so T2123, 15-minute chart. Really just flat, red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green. Just flat all the way across the board. I was looking for possible rubber band effect to happen today. Maybe it happens tomorrow. On T2123, that looked like the rubber band took hold and took over. But on T2122, looked like the rubber band worked. But on T2123, it did not. So we'll see if this is a delayed reaction, and we may find ourselves climbing back up to this curling 200 SMA sometime tomorrow afternoon. All right, so there's T2123. Here's T2123 3-bar chart. Put in 3 more red candles right here. Okay, just consolidating. Still got the bull flag going on. Remember, it's a move up and a pullback, a shallow pullback. Still got that shallow pullback. Not crazy about this separation that I see in the flag. All right, it's kind of like losing its fringes or something, but that's still a nice bull flag. Just not crazy about that. And it's finding its way coming back to this 200 SMA. You never know. Tomorrow we might be pulling back to the 200 SMA some more. All right, that capitulation that I called out at the end of the day might just be the beginning of a big spike down in the morning. I wouldn't doubt it if they go and tag 520 in the SPY in the morning and then shoot up from there. I wouldn't be surprised about that at all. But here's T2123, little melting going on, coming back to this rising 200 SMA. Good news is we're still above it on the 3-bar chart. Let's look at FNGU. I think FNGU had a horrible day with red from beginning to end. They were underneath VWAP the whole day. If that chip news came out like Ed posted, I got to say FNGU is very tech heavy, and I can see why that's kind of melting down there. Big question is, you can see right here, FNGU's kind of on some support, just like Diamond Dow. Right there. All right, so do they spike it? Are they going through? This is the third time. You can usually count on a third time bounce. or are we bouncing back to the 200 tomorrow afternoon? We'll find out tomorrow morning when we see what's going on. But this is the third touch down here on FNGU. And you can see in the post market, we're still down here. All right, I got a feeling they're going to go spike 520 and then make a rip up. And then we could see an H pattern rollover. We'll see. Hopefully they get on top of the 200 again and start continuing that bull flag. FNGU still in a very choppy bull flag. If you look at it on the 15-minute chart, this is definitely a downtrend. You got a lower high and a lower low. So it was looking good yesterday. Look at that. All the way up there is flying high. It was close to breaking out to new 2-year highs yesterday. See that? Everything was looking good in the market till somebody squashed the chip sales. You know what? And that, I don't think that's going to last for long, all right? Because they're going to find their NVIDIA chips or AMD chips. And I mean, they're doing this in the Middle East because they don't want what they classify as the bad guys to get the chips. But they'll just buy a Hewlett Packard computer and pull the chip out of there and modify it or something, or pull the chip out of a phone. They're going to find a way to get a chip, all right? It doesn't, I don't know why we came up with reining in AI chips from, I don't know, but they're going to get their hands on a chip one way or the other. Might not be an AI chip, but it'll definitely be a chip. And there's chips in everything, so it's going to be hard to keep semiconductors or computer chips out of the Middle East, because everything now is made with chips, including cars and toasters and ovens and I mean, you name it, toothbrushes and razors and TVs and computers, electronics. It's going to be darn hard to keep chips out of there. They might be able to keep AI chips out of there, but how much, let's think about this, okay? How much of the current sales and revenue was from AI chips? I mean, if you can just go on Chat GPT and get your answer, all right, do you really need do you really need an AI chip? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I'm just trying to be the devil's advocate here, all right? I'm not trying to squash what's going on, but I don't think they really thought this whole thing through just to squash NVIDIA and AMD. And then on top of that, I got to say, how many AI chips was AMD selling in the Middle East? All right? And does the Middle East include Israel as well? I don't know. You know, supposedly there are partners over there. I don't know. This is strange. All right? It's a little bit strange. Can they get a Tesla car? Tesla's an AI, probably got some AI chips in it as well. Or are they going to squash Tesla sales over there? This is I don't know what kind of bag of worms they opened up here, but I'm just thinking out loud. That's all I'm doing. All right, I'm not playing politics, not doing any of that. I'm not picking sides. I'm just saying, like, I don't think they got all their bases covered. All right, that's it. I mean, the only reason to squash AI chips, you know, is because, you know, you don't want the bad guys to get the AI chips. That's it. All right, so let's go on. Let me get off this, all right? And let's go look at some sectors, all right? And first sector we're going to look at, let's take a look at precious metals. All right, so here's precious metals. All right, lower high, lower low, closing inside the bullish trap over the rising 17 EMA. This is silver. All right, silver still consolidating up here, showing us a double top for the time being right now. Gold still in an uptrend here. Well, yeah, still in an uptrend, but today's candle higher low, higher high closing under the trap. That's a bearish trap, and under the 17 EMA. So showing us a kind of a forming of a head and shoulders pattern here on gold. Silver showing us the double top right now. All right, not saying that that's what it is, but that's what's kind of looking like it's setting up. All right, let's take a look at USO, petroleum crude oil. Okay, we got lower high, lower low, closing below the bearish cross, below the 17 EMA. Still in an uptrend because they made a higher low and the higher high. So USO in a flaky uptrend there. Okay, all this pullback, that's one flaky uptrend. All right, it's kind of a bull flag. Look at this, move up, and it's got that pullback flag, like it might be getting ready to rocket off and do some more stuff up there. All right, yeah, not to mention, speaking of USO, all right, petroleum, we start telling people in the Middle East what's good for them. What do you think they're going to do to the petroleum prices? Huh? I mean, you're going to tell them, no, you can't have air conditioning. You can't have an AI chip. We don't feel safe with you having AI chips. And they're going to say, well, we don't feel safe giving you gasoline for your tanks. You know, this is, I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud again. You know, my little gerbil in the brain keeps spinning. So let's go. Let me move off that for a minute. Just came up when I was looking at USO. All right. UNG having a little bull flag pullback. That's kind of a steep flag, but it is a flag. All right. UNG, lower high, lower low, closing below. Bearish trap below the 17 EMA. All right. So there's UNG still in an uptrend. USO got the flaky uptrend going on. Okay. Looking more like a bear flag, but it's got that flaky higher low, higher high right here. You know, we're just barely a higher low here and just barely a higher high there. So we got USO in an uptrend. All right, got gold and silver still in uptrends. Got nat gas still in uptrend. Commodities in uptrends. Pretty soon we'll have legalization of weed, so that's partial legalization anyways. All right, so there's another commodity that's doing well, that could be doing well pretty soon here. All right, and let's take a look at some sectors. Well, let's take a look at SMH. All right, so SMH, you know, really didn't get, that's not the biggest red candle you ever seen, you know what I'm saying? Is that big red candle coming tomorrow? I mean, that's a big red candle. With news like that, if that was so devastating that caused that market sell-off, wouldn't this be a huge red candle? Hey, I'm just speaking out loud. That's all I'm doing here, all right? I'm just saying, like, if AI sales were that much, were like the lion's share of the revenue for AMD and NVIDIA, wouldn't SMH be just kind of crashing? It's not. Okay, so got a lower high, lower low, closing inside the bullish trap over the rising 17 EMA. Let me just say, semiconductor sector is still bullish, all right? XLK, technology sector, still bullish, all right? Still bullish. We haven't broken any lows yet, okay? So technology sector, lower high, lower low, closing below, bearish cross, and a rising 17 EMA. Could recover tomorrow. We'll see what happens. And if you look, where is that pullback? Right on minor support. Right here is your minor support right there. Okay, so here's the pullback coming right into all that minor support right there. All right, and what do we like to see? J-hook right off of minor support and go off to make new highs. So there's XLK. All right, let's take a look at IYT. All right, transports. Well, they stopped falling today. All right, they made a higher low and a higher high. and they closed under the bearish trap and under the 17 EMA, still in a downtrend. Okay, XLF had a low, made a lower low yesterday, still in a downtrend. All right, because this is a low, and we went up, and then we came back down. That's a lower low. All right, so XLF in a downtrend. Today they made a higher low and a higher high, so they stopped falling today. All right, so there they are. XLF closing below the bearish trap, below the 17 EMA. All right, so there's financials. We did transports, we did semiconductors, and we did technology. All right, so that's it, traders. All right, I'll see you all tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning. Let's do it again. Kind of a tough day today, really. Looking for on SPY, the marching orders were red takes out green, all right, and we gapped down and we just went to red, and we didn't get the red takes out green till we got to here, and then we had the kind of quasi capitulation thing happen. See now this right here, see that looks like maybe there's more to come tomorrow. See how, notice how that's way past the 50-yard line of that green candle there? That kind of shows me that there's probably got another move like this coming tomorrow, maybe down to 515. We'll see what happens. There's SPY. All right, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. All right, traders, everyone have a wonderful evening. Thanks for being here. We'll see y'all tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we'll do it again. All right? Dollar down and market down. Yes, Stefan, it is down.